What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the real Jussy.
I'm Mr. Negative, and we are
the Distorted Theorists. Okay, Blue Hoodie's name is Peter Parkour, ladies and gentlemen. So when you come from in the comments, Blue Peter Parkour.
I don't know what it is, but people just keep coming for me. Oh, man.
Let's see what happens in this video. I don't know. But today we are here for the trailer reaction for The Last of Us. They are making a TV show.
Well, I've known about this for a while. I knew that it was going to be going to HBO Max for quite some time. They actually filmed
I can't believe it's not a TV show. So I was going to say I can't believe it's not going to theater, but if it's a TV show, then understandable.
Yeah. They actually filmed this very close to where I used to live in Calgary. They did it in some of the help. Well, actually, I can't say, oh, this is new. Like they film a ton of stuff around Calgary. When they announced that they were going to do a Last of Us show, I was like, well, how are they going to do this? Is it going to be like in the Last of Us universe? Is this going to be a kind of casual retelling of the story? But from what it looks like...
Well, I've only seen one still, and it's literally Joel and Ellie, or Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, just like hiding in a cupboard or some shit like that. But it looks like they're just sticking right to the story, I hope. And
from what I understood, and I believe it was at one of the game shows, whether it was the Game Awards or it was this, that, or the other thing, Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann were up on the stage and they brought out the original Joel and Ellie, Ashley Johnson and...
Ashley Johnson from Critical Role.
Oh, what's his name? I always get the two mucks. It's not Nolan North, it's...
the other guy!
One of the biggest voice actors in the business.
I know Ashley Johnson.
BioShock Infinite, he was the Joker. His name is Mr. Black.
He sort of knows him. But before we get into any breakdown or talking about this
Troy Baker.
There you go.
Troy Baker.
There you go. As always, guys, if you enjoy the content and you want to support us on the channel, as always.
Especially you, Troy Baker.
Especially you,
I remembered your name.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. We do appreciate it. Now, before anyone does come for us in the comments, Pete, because you know they're going to say, look at these guys reacting to trailers. Yeah. Boom. Yes, we do. I'll let you hold the first one. I'll hold the second one. We do play, have played, and will play The Last of Us 1. Now, I will admit I have not gotten to the second one yet, but you have.
Yes, and the second one is, a lot of people...
we won't worry about the second one because I'm sure
the first one was amazing. Yeah. And it could have been good just as it was, but they decided to go ahead. I don't know if it was the plan all along to go ahead with the second game. The second game goes in some directions, but...
well, they're even remaking that one because it was it's already out. Yeah, so...
It's The Last of Us remake, and it's basically the exact same game, but it's been rebuilt from the ground up.
Magic.
Well, with the magic of imagination, but it's made for... PS5 now, and they've remade all the cinematics. They've redone the facial animations.
And it looks so good. Well, we seen it in our State of Play reaction a while back, I think, that when they announced it. And again, sorry, before we do go into any discussion or watching the trailer, we do want to let everybody know, if you are watching, that there are some spoilers obviously going to be involved in what we're talking about, because the game came out in, what, 2011?
2011 or 2013.
So by now, spoilers should be off the table, but because you may be watching the show for the first time, there are spoilers ahead, because we are going to talk about what we did experience in the game, such as, if I may take a small lead here, Pete, I want to see in this show one big moment that sets the tone for the game, in my opinion, is Joel's daughter when she dies in the beginning, in the opening scenes.
That's still, to this day. It doesn't matter how many times I watch it, and it's just like it starts off, and like, oh, she buys him the watch, it's his birthday, and then shit goes south, and it was just like...
Yeah, and the thing is, that is something that easily could fill up the first 10 to 15 minutes of this show to set the tone.
First episode.
No, that's what I'm saying. In the first 10 to 15, I mean, why wouldn't you lead with something so impact to invest? Because there are going to be people, guys like us, are going to watch this show because it's a game turned into a TV show. But there are going to be people who goes, what's this on HBO Max? And click it and watch it. And they're going to want people to be invested with these characters right away. So why wouldn't they start with that?
And Ellie is one of those characters that she just connects with a lot of people too, because like, she's innocent, but she's not innocent at the same time. Like Joel's been through the shit. He's been through the ringer. You know, he's
hardened.
He lost his daughter. He's lost everyone around due to the cordyceps invasion and all that stuff. So Ellie, who is essentially the cure, she knows she is, and she knows how important she is, but at the same time she's like, I don't really care. I just want to be. I want to read comics. I want to listen to music. Will you listen to my jokes?
Well, it's just one of those things that just gives you that basic kid instinct of wanting to live her life versus knowing that she's super important and just trying to deal with the two as one. Now, Ellie in the show, as we just said, is going to be played by Bella Ramsey, and she is from where, Pete? Game of Thrones. So it is I don't know, I'll air quote because I'm just not familiar, a well-known actress, but she was in the Game of Thrones, so she does have some notoriety, which will hopefully pour into the show and keep us invested and have that actor. Pedro Pascal.
Who's in everything. He's in Game of Thrones. He's in The Mandalorian.
Oh, he's been in Game of Thrones as well.
Yes, he gets his face...
right.
He's he's in this. He's been in a ton of movies. He was in that Nick Cage movie, The World According to Nick Cage, or whatever it was. That
never seen it, but
that's not what it's called. I'm definitely getting the name wrong.
But before we get into the trailer, one thing you want to see in the trailer that you hope from the game in the trailer that gives us a little idea.
I want to see a couple of things.
Okay.
I want to see brutality. Like I know they might not show it in the trailer, but the game is just brutal. Like I remember the first time that I got introduced to it, it was in a trailer or it was in a featurette before the game even came out, and it was just like, oh, you're gonna take this guy out, and it shows in the cinematic Joel tripping a guy up. He falls into this bathtub and he takes a brick and just smashes his head, and it was like, holy jumping. So. I mean, the brutality, I know it's HBO, so it's going to be up there, but I kind of want it to be like...
top notch.
Because that's what it is, it's brutal. We need to see how brutal this world is now.
I want to see... Honestly, the only thing I'm really excited to see is the... Yeah, I can't even do the noise. He can. The clickers, I want to see the clickers. I want to see a clicker. I want to see the bloaters, and I want to see that... I want to see what they're going to do like that. On that note... Let's get into the trailer right now.
Cordyceps.
The music sound point.
Fireflies, okay, so they kept that in it. His broken watch.
Key details.
The grass in the valley is starting
There she is.
Ellie.
And out in the darkness the whippoorwills cry.
Okay. Right,
Oh,
they got
that's
the lean up buildings.
right from the
Yes.
game.
A hound in the distance is starting to fade.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. Oh, they're in the museum there.
Are they going to show it though?
Forsaken by fate and by man. Oh Lord, if you hear me, please hold my
I got goosebumps a little bit. Seeing it come to life.
Oh, see?
This is your chance.
That's Tess.
That's Tess.
Yeah.
Hide that shot.
That was Nick Offerman.
And you said everything right.
Holy shit. Oh, that's when they're in the beginning when they're on the run. Man, this is verbatim for the game.
Oh!
Save who you can save.
Oh, please understand.
Man, that is very close to the source material.
And they even got the title just like it.
Wow. 2023, so it's coming up any
Next
date?
year.
No?
No.
Okay, so next year.
I'm in. I'm all for
I'm
it.
invested. Almost every scene I felt that we just seen came right from the game.
I don't remember the plane crashing, but I remember an explosion.
Yeah, I also don't necessarily, I suppose, I should rephrase, I didn't also necessarily see the plywood run on it, I'm not sure. But again.
It's so from
I got little goozies.
From the actual story of the game, you actually are just Joel and, for a small part, Ellie. But that's really it. And you don't have that much of an interaction with many other people besides Tess, the two brothers that are in the major city, and then eventually once you get to the Firefly camp and everything.
And then there's
woods.
Bill.
Well, Bill, right.
Yeah, the trap guy, I calls him.
But from beyond that, but you see somebody like there's that plow with run. You saw a bigger group of people, looked like a commander. So that looks like a new character in some way.
One thing I did notice from watching the trailer then, again, immediate reaction, is it seemed like this show might actually span from start to finish of The Last of Us.
I believe so.
Because one of the key scenes I'm seeing there is the snow. And the snow is, of course, when
Ellie, when you play as Ellie.
Right, and he gets shot and all that, which is when they're at the cabin and stuff, and she fights Buddy one-on-one with the machete. Oh, man, I want to see that play out so bad. Then it just seemed like you're going to get the whole timeline of the game. So I really do, like, from what I'm just seeing right now, immediate reaction, I think we're going to see start to finish of this game played out on TV.
There's something that I'm excited to see too is again where you're playing a game, you're playing over Joel's shoulder. Like the camera is
third
here
party.
pretty much all the time. And same with Ellie. So that's all you really see. You don't get to see anything else unless it's a cutscene.
Yeah.
But one part that I kind of resonated with me, it was that scene in the trailer where they're in a drainage pipe. And if I remember correctly, that's from that same sequence where you see the two buildings and they're basically getting fully out of that compound. Because remember, you're going underneath.
You're in the a rut or valley.
Yeah.
And then it's like, cars pulls up and it's like, let's check down here. And it's like, hide, quick,
you end up going in a pipe at one point, and all you see is like some like crouching, but at that point they're like kind of looking around, so you're getting a different vantage point of something you already experienced. So it's kind of cool to see.
It feels like they're like someone obviously took this game and they're like, okay, we can't fuck this up. We got to do. The only other thing I want to touch on as well towards the end of the game, and I don't know if you played it, there was a DLC or Master Edition or something that came out for The Last of Us where you play as Ellie in it's right on it.
It's in this.
It's in there. And you're playing in the mall.
Left behind.
Left behind. Because what you do is you leave Joel behind when he gets shot.
Kind of, but yes, go ahead.
But anyway, she goes into the mall and it's like a full it's a pretty lengthy DLC. You're playing in a mall and you're trying to get a medical kit. People come into the mall and they're trying to get you and everything's frozen over. It was very intense.
But you also recall about what it was like in the mall that she was in before the story even started.
Yeah. With her friend.
It was two stories.
With her friend, yeah. But I'm just wondering, they didn't show it in the trailer. I didn't see anything in the first glimpse. But like, will you see that as an episode? Like maybe Ellie gets her own episode arc or 2-episode arc, and I mean that would be because that part had me like focused in when I was playing it. Oddly enough, I don't know why.
I want to see the bloater. We saw the clicker.
Yeah,
we saw several clickers.
We seen a clicker in the shadow, and then we seen his face. There was never the two melded, which is kind of.
We didn't see too many of like the nutso.
Right.
The
bloater. That's the big dude that comes in the gymnasium.
There's only one of them.
I would love to see that. Like if they enter a gymnasium, you're gonna be like, oh.
Well, that's the thing. I want to see the school.
Yeah.
I want to see the hospital at the end of the game done right.
Yeah.
I also want something that really stuck with me for The Last of Us 2 was the music. And the music in The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2, they're different, but they're the same.
You're like,
it's just like, it's not like, oh, we're going to play Radiohead now, and oh, Linkin Park, what I've done. Like, they're not going to do that. It's just like this instrumental. It's like I'm there.
Yeah.
It's like an instrumental of just like random pizzicato.
It almost sounds
strings.
like Western, but like modern Western. Trademark. I don't know.
Modern Western.
HBO Max is the worst thing. I don't even have HBO Max, but I want to see this.
Crave. Do you have Crave?
Yes. Woohoo! Anyway, guys, thank you so much. That was our reaction. Any final notes?
I can't wait for The Mandalorian Season 4. He's not wearing his helmet the entire time. It's going to be a little bit lit there.
Oh, man.
Grogu has really grown up.
Yeah. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us for our reaction for The Last of Us HBO Max TV show. As we said before, and as always, if you enjoy our content, you're going to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us a comment down below. Did you play the games? Do you think this is going to correlate very well, like we said? And let us know what your experiences with it was.
And if I got any names wrong, it happens. Okay?
Don't come for the blue sweater guy. Once again, aka Peter Parkour. And I am the real Jussy.
I'm still Mr. Negative.
And like we always say around here, keep it real.